The drama surrounding Shadur Sanders has taken a sharp turn, one that has the entire football world buzzing once again. After weeks of rumors, speculation, and silence, Shedeur is back in Colorado. For many, it's a full-circle moment, a return to where his story began under the bright lights and bold energy of Coach Prime's program. But beneath the surface, this move feels like something bigger, something deeper. It's not just a young quarterback going home. It's a statement, a message to the Browns, to the fans, and most importantly to Kevin Stefanski, the coach who might have just made the biggest mistake of his career. When Shedeur walked away from Cleveland, it wasn't a quiet exit. The news rippled through social media, lighting up conversations that refused to die down. Fans couldn't believe it. The man who was supposed to be the Browns' spark, the quarterback who carried confidence and control every time he stepped on the field, was suddenly gone. Some tried to justify Stefanski's decision, saying it was about strategy or system fit. But deep down, everyone knew this wasn't about football. It was about ego, control, and pride. And that's exactly what's haunting the Browns right now. Back in Boulder, Shedeur's return has ignited something electric. The Colorado fans didn't just welcome him back. They celebrated him like a hero. The cheers, the energy, the emotion, it all felt like a movie scene where the fallen protagonist returns to the place where it all began. It's poetic, really. While Cleveland drowns in confusion and criticism, Shedeur steps back into an environment that knows his worth, that believes in his ability, and that never doubted his future. You could see it in his walk through the campus, his calm confidence returning, as if a weight had finally been lifted off his shoulders. Meanwhile, in Cleveland, Kevin Stefanski tries to keep a straight face, but the cracks are showing. Every loss makes his post-game interviews more uncomfortable. Every mistake by Dillon Gabriel makes his excuses sound weaker. You can tell he's realizing the gravity of what he's done. He thought benching Shedeur would send a message, but the only message it sent was that he doesn't trust his own talent. When a coach loses trust in his players, that's when the foundation starts to crumble, and Cleveland's foundation is cracking fast. Letting Shedeur go back to Colorado wasn't part of the plan. It wasn't supposed to happen this way. Stefanski believed he could keep control of the situation, that the media noise would die down, and that Gabriel would step up and justify the decision. But none of that happened. The Browns' offense has looked lifeless. No rhythm, no creativity, no spark. It's as if the energy walked out the door with Shedeur, leaving behind an empty shell of what could have been. The team's chemistry is gone and the fans know it. The players can feel it. And whether Stefanski admits it or not, he knows it too. Every time the Browns' offense stalls, every time Gabriel throws another incomplete pass or misses an open read, the shadow of Shedeur looms larger. It's haunting the team. Reporters ask Stefanski about him, and he brushes it off with that same dismissive tone, pretending none of it matters. But the fans can see through it. When he says things like, "It's not my focus right now," or "We're committed to our guys," it doesn't sound confident anymore. It sounds defensive, hollow, and desperate. Because everyone can tell he's trying to cover his regret with arrogance. You can almost picture the moment he realized what he'd done. Maybe it was during practice when the team's spirit seemed flat. Maybe it was on game day, watching Gabriel struggle to move the ball while fans chanted for change. Whatever it was, the realization must have hit hard. He let go of the one quarterback who had the leadership, composure, and vision to transform the Browns. He didn't just bench Shedeur, he benched the team's best chance at revival. And now, as Cleveland continues to spiral, he's forced to stand there and watch as Shedeur thrives somewhere else. Dillon Gabriel, the man who was supposed to fill the gap, has only made things worse. Every snap feels uneasy. He's missing reads, overthrowing passes, and failing to bring any momentum to the offense. The receivers look frustrated, the linemen look defeated, and the fans look exhausted. It's not just bad football, it's football without direction. Gabriel's performance exposes everything that's wrong with Stefanski's leadership: stubbornness, denial, and a refusal to adapt. You can tell this was never about picking the best quarterback. It was about picking the one who made the coach feel safe. And now, Cleveland is paying the price. Week after week, the losses pile up. The post-game pressers sound more robotic, more meaningless. Stefanski keeps using the same phrases about trusting the process and staying focused, but nobody's buying it anymore. How can you stay focused when you've lost control of the narrative? The fans aren't asking for miracles. They're asking for honesty, for accountability, for something real. But instead, they're getting excuses and silence. Meanwhile, in Colorado, Shedeur is rebuilding. He's not just returning to play football, he's reclaiming his story. Back with his father, Coach Prime, he's surrounded by people who understand his rhythm, who know how to bring out his confidence. It's the kind of environment every player dreams of, supportive, energetic, and built on belief rather than fear. This move might just be the best decision of his young career. Away from the noise, away from the politics, he has the space to grow again. And here's the irony. While Stefanski thought sending Shedeur away would silence the talk, it's only made him louder. Every throw, every practice clip from Colorado, every smiling photo of Shedeur with Coach Prime, it all keeps the spotlight right where Stefanski didn't want it. Fans are watching closely, comparing performances, and realizing just how badly Cleveland mismanaged the situation. Because if Shedeur shines again, and he will, it's going to make the Browns' blunder even more impossible to ignore. So now the question isn't about whether Shedeur can bounce back. It's about whether Stefanski can survive the fallout. How long before the higher-ups start asking the same questions the fans have been shouting for weeks? How long before the front office admits that sticking with a failing system and a mediocre quarterback was a mistake? Every coach makes bad calls, but some mistakes are career-defining. This one might be his. At the end of the day, football isn't just about numbers and playbooks. It's about heart, leadership, and timing. Shadur Sanders had all three, and Cleveland let it slip through their fingers. While the Browns stumble through another forgettable season, Shedeur is back where he belongs, surrounded by faith, purpose, and opportunity. Sometimes the biggest comeback starts right after you walk away from the wrong place. As the story unfolds, one thing is clear. Kevin Stefanski will have to face the consequences of his decisions. The fans aren't forgiving, and the truth has a way of surfacing no matter how hard you try to bury it. For Shedeur, this might just be the start of something legendary. For Stefanski, it could be the beginning of the end. So, what do you think? Was Shedeur's move back to Colorado the smartest decision he's made so far? Will Stefanski ever admit his mistake and face the fallout? Drop your thoughts in the comments.